This is Annie Brown. A local man was in court after setting his own house on fire. Millions of people are traveling in the air this week. Expect to see some long lines at the airport. And meteorologist Paul Poteet has your full Weather Authority forecast. All this coming up on Local 12 News live at noon.
A Fremantle production.
Next on Local 12 News at noon, this is in your future. Wind chills in the teens, maybe single digits. But first, rain and snow. But what's the timing? It's in the Weather Authority forecast.
A man is charged after setting his own house on fire. He learns his fate in court this morning. Airport officials anticipating more than 200,000 people traveling in the area for the holidays. And Governor DeWine signs a controversial bathroom bill into law. What both sides of the issue have to say. Local 12 News live at noon starts now.
Breaking news alerts and the Weather Authority forecast. This is Local 12 News.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Local 12 News at noon. I'm Annie Brown in for Liz Bonus today. I'm in the Weather Center with Paul Poteet because, of course, weather is the big story.
Yeah.
So many people traveling for that Thanksgiving holiday.
We have people coming in. Some people are coming, some people are going,
Yeah,
right?
I'll be one of those people traveling out.
Oh, you're going the other direction. Well, right now it's just mainly cloudy out there. We're sort of waiting on rain, but it's definitely moving into parts of our viewing area. That is the view right now around the tri-state. Lots of clouds in place. Let's go under those clouds. We're picking up some returns on Precision Doppler 12 radar. Some of that is not hitting the ground, maybe some of the darker green over toward Versailles. But the lower levels of the atmosphere still need a little more moisture to them. So again, some of the light green that you see here may not necessarily be hitting the ground, but it's certainly a thick overcast in place. Temperatures are well above freezing right now. So this is just going to be a rain thing for you this afternoon and to at least early this evening. 44 in Mount Healthy, 45 in Harrison, maybe a shower around Lawrenceburg, 44 degrees, the temperature there. So yeah, cloudy just about everywhere. That's our live camera at the Banks and Chris Kendall Market. That's our view from around Covington back over the river and through the woods. And those are the temperatures. Mid 40s for a while. We start to slide down this evening. Upper 30s by midnight. I'll talk about the specific timing for changing the rain over to some snow. That's coming up, Annie. We'll see you in about 15 minutes.
Paul, thank you. We have a new update on the timeline for the Daniel Carter Beard Bridge repairs. Local 12's James Pilcher joins us live from ODOT headquarters in Lebanon with the latest. James, what do you know?
Yeah, we just wrapped up a press conference here at Region 8 headquarters where those involved in the repair project say all the construction on the I-471 could be finished up by early March. That would be about 4 months from when the Big Mac caught on fire, fueled in part by the playground and synthetic mulch underneath. Since then, all the southbound lanes have been shut down along with one of the northbound lines. The southbound lanes alone carry about 53,000 vehicles a day. And today, ODOT showed even more evidence of how badly damaged the bridge is, even saying at one point they were worried it was going to collapse. One of the big question marks in all this was how quickly ODOT could get the steel girders made and delivered, and they found a Kentucky company that could do it by mid-January. ODOT Press Secretary Matt Brunig told those on hand today a project like this normally takes 3 years, not 4 months.
I think it's incredible that they've been able to do this on the timeline they've been able to do it. I again, fully understand the inconvenience and the frustration for people who have been sitting in traffic trying to get home in the evenings. I get that. That is, we're frustrated by it too, but you know, the project is going to take as long as it's going to take.
ODOT still doesn't have a final cost estimate, with Bruning saying the agency will keep rolling up the bill until the final total at the end of the project, with the federal emergency dollars helping recoup the cost. The Cincinnati Fire Department is heading the investigation into what caused the fire and has not yet released any findings nor given any timeline for when that might be released. Live in Lebanon, James Pilcher, Local 12 News.
Great update, James. Thank you. James will be back beginning first at 4 with details on the steps involved in this huge project and what could delay that opening date. He'll also have ODOT's response to questions Local 12 has been asking about federal warnings in recent years to clear flammable items out from beneath bridges. Also breaking at this noon hour, Ohio's governor strikes a blow against support for transgender students in the state. Soon, students will no longer be able to use bathrooms and locker rooms that match their gender identity. Republican Governor Mike DeWine signed the measure into law today. It requires people at all Ohio schools and universities, both public and private, to use the restroom that aligns with their gender assigned at birth. The ACLU of Ohio lobbied for a veto and condemns the legislation as a violation of the right of privacy of LGBTQ+ Ohioans. Conservative supporters call for the law a win for common sense. At least 11 states have adopted similar laws. Ohio's new bathroom legislation takes effect in 90 days. A man was in court this morning after he's accused of setting his own house on fire. Firefighters arrived on Edgar Street in Riverside yesterday. 54-year-old Brian Latham was arrested hours later. During his arrest, officers found him with a crack pipe. Latham is charged with arson and illegal use or possession of drug paraphernalia. After Polly, his bond was set at $20,000. A local man is accused of possessing dozens of child pornography videos. 44-year-old Kyle Steinman is facing 25 counts of pandering sexual material involving a juvenile. The prosecutor's office says on 12 separate occasions, Steinman collected videos of children being sexually abused. According to court documents, the victims in those videos were believed to be as young as 4 years old. The disturbing videos were allegedly discovered at Steinman's Harrison home. A judge set his bond at $125,000. Steinman must also stay off the internet. If you're one of those millions of people traveling in the air this week, expect to see some long lines. Airport officials are anticipating more than 200,000 people to pass through CVG this week. The busiest travel days are today and Sunday. Airport officials' advice is to arrive at the airport early in order to avoid missing your flight, as well as those long TSA lines. A new destination in Boone County opens today with a big party for the biggest bar night of the year. But it also holds a special place for the local brothers who had a groundbreaking idea years ago in their Union garage. Local 12's Sheila Gray spoke with the owners ahead of the opening.
In a state known for bourbon and horses, the Boone County town of Union is about to be known for beer.
We're standing in a brewery that when we grew up on Braxton Drive, if you looked out of his childhood window, you would see this brewery.
Back then, you could only see farmland, but now those humble beginnings are home to Union's newest development, anchored by 3 iconic local brands: Grater's Ice Cream, Dewey's Pizza, and Braxton Brewing.
So now you are an iconic family brand.
Goodness.
Does that ever hit you?
No,
and Evan, Jake?
it's still not like, it still doesn't feel that way. I mean, we're very honored that we get to work with some of these amazing companies.
I stopped in a few days before the grand opening for a tour with Braxton co-founder Jake Rouse.
Up here is going to be our event space. So basically, we wanted to create a second floor that gave the ability to look down into the tap room.
And Jake told the story of how he and his brother gave birth to their business.
My family dropped me off at Indiana University to study entrepreneurship. We swung by a local brewery for lunch. Neither one of us were of age, but Evan's always been this mechanical engineer type. And so when the hostess was showing us around and saying, oh, you can make your own beer, something clicked in his mind. And on the way home, he started ordering homebrew kits. This is actually the equipment that Evan started brewing on in the garage on Braxton Drive.
While the equipment may be bigger now, the beer made here will be the same. Certain themes run through all of the Braxton facilities, from living walls created by urban blooms to the motto, lift one to life.
We kind of came up with it 10 years ago and we've used it ever since. Just the idea, again, that for us, beer is more about the experiences that transpire over the product than just the alcoholic beverage. So, kind of celebratory, enjoy it a bit.
And you can count on a ton of celebrations here.
We're going to have curling, the Olympic sport curling. Yeah. We'll be out here live. And then we're bringing things out like a 20-foot Christmas tree for a Christmas tree lighting and those types of community things.
You brought back Covington Oktoberfest. You just went to Munich for Oktoberfest.
Yes.
Is there going to be an Oktoberfest in Union?
There is going to be an Oktoberfest in Union, 100%. We will be bringing big festivals and activations.
Whether it's Oktoberfest, Christmas, or summer music under the stars, Jake says for his family, it's all about giving to the community which has given so much to them.
Being able to do this is fun. I mean, you joked the other day that I'm the ambassador of fun,
You
which I think is
are.
hilarious. But it's really, we get to think about things and think about the experiences that transpire over our products, and doing that to create this community around where we are and where we've gone and where we're going to go means the world to us every single day.
Braxton is open from 11 to 11 today, and the grand opening celebration runs from 4 to close with live music and a keg tapping. It's free to everyone. Well, a study finds that concussions slow down brain activity of high school football players. And the CBS comedy series Ghosts returns with an all-new episode. We'll tell you more about it next here on Local 12 News, live at noon. Welcome back. A study finds that concussions slow down brain activity of high school football players. A report by the Radiological Society of North America found the young concussion victims showed decreased cognitive function and problems with memory. The study also says young players should always take protective measures on the field and give themselves time to fully recover. A concussion is a mild traumatic brain injury that affects brain function. Symptoms include headache, ringing in the ears, nausea, and blurry vision. Did you know people with irregular sleep cycles are at a greater risk of having a major cardiovascular event? A report published by BMJ Group showed individuals who have sleep problems have 26% chance of having a heart attack or stroke. Researchers also say even if people sleep for the recommended 7 to 9 hours, the risk is still there. A heart attack occurs when the flow of blood to the heart is severely reduced or even blocked. Symptoms include chest pain on your left side, cold sweat, dizziness, and pain in your shoulders. Doctors say they're closer to understanding the brain fog some people with long COVID experience. A study by the Radiological Society of North America found COVID patients who experienced trouble thinking and concentrating may have a lower pulmonary gas exchange, which affects oxygen flow to the lungs. The study suggests there's a link between lung and brain function. Findings show a majority of social media influencers don't verify information before they share it. We'll tell you more next here, live on Local 12 News, live at noon. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says nearly half of all house fires are cooking related. Chair member Alexander Hohn-Sarek says stove fires are often caused when grease ignites. He adds, don't put it out with water, it'll explode. The best way to put it out is cover it with a lid to kill the flame or use a fire extinguisher. Deep frying a turkey is also very popular this time of year and also dangerous. The CBS comedy series Ghosts returns with an all-new episode next week. Now in its 4th season, the hit sitcom is about a New York bed and breakfast filled with ghosts from different time periods. Actor Danielle Pinnock stars in the show as a Prohibition-era jazz singer, Alberta Haynes. The new episode airs next Thursday, December 5th on CBS, and it streams on Paramount+. Findings show a majority of social media influencers don't verify information before sharing it. According to researchers at UNESCO, 500 digital creators were surveyed. 62% of those surveyed say they don't check the accuracy of their posts. 4 in 10 say they base their credibility on the likes and the views. Researchers say the findings validate ongoing concerns about social media spreading false misinformation.
Local 12 brightening your holidays. Sponsored by Free Store Food Bank and Life Enriching Communities.
If you're illuminating your street with an amazing light display, scan this QR code to submit your decorations. We're looking for those homeowners that go all out. We're talking about jaw-dropping displays for the holidays. Bob Herzog or Jen Dalton could pay you a visit and feature your display right here on Local 12 News. You can also submit an entry by going to local12.com, then click the Community tab, and you'll find Brightening Your Holidays. Taking a look at the beautiful skyline of Cincinnati from our Covington cam. Your time is 12:18. We'll be back.
From Local 12, the Weather Authority, this is Paul Poteet's Hour by Hour forecast.
Hey there, you got it all together? You ready for it? 24 hours away. If you wait 48 hours to get that thing out of the oven, people are going to be ticked at you. We've got cloudy skies, and you won't have to wait long for the rain. In some places, it's coming down already. These are the stats right now. 46 degrees at CVG with the wind at about 9 miles an hour right now. So it feels like it's about 41 out there. Certainly not cold enough yet to support any snow. This is all just plain rain. Some of the lighter stuff not reaching the ground, but that darker green, the echoes that you see around 275 to the west right now, toward Lawrenceburg and just back out to the west of the airport and that back into southern Indiana too, kind of filling in from the southwest right now. So there's the first batch of rain. We could end up with, say, around a ½ inch of rainfall by the time all is said and done. Colder air is beginning to spin away back to the northwest. They have snow in parts of the Dakotas and western Minnesota right now. It's building. The Arctic blast is settling in. At this hour, these are the wind chills. So these are current numbers. It feels like it's 9 up in Winnipeg, 21 in Bismarck and Minneapolis right now in the Twin Cities. The wind chill is 15. And it's back close to freezing in Chicago already in the upper 30s. So how quickly will it get cold around here? Well, this is a look at the wind chills, say Friday in the morning, already down to the teens. So tomorrow will be kind of a transition day. It's still not going to be cold during the day tomorrow. It's still going to get into the 40s. But tomorrow night, the cold air really starts digging in. So we're into the teens Friday morning. By the time we get into Saturday morning, again, the teens. Some places are probably going to be in the single digits then. And we won't get above freezing on the air temperatures again until probably sometime Wednesday of next week, once we get into Friday. Here is the nastiest part of the forecast, and that's into the evening, and especially it looks like just to the north and to the northwest of us for a couple of hours. Showers will continue to fill in through the afternoon. They'll peak this evening. Temperatures will still be into the upper 30s to the low 40s at 8 o'clock, and then some colder air will work in after midnight. So we're going to have a mix of rain and snow around, especially from Cincinnati northward, and then ending with maybe a few flurries or sprinkles in the morning, and perhaps some sunshine by the time we get to the afternoon on Thanksgiving Day. And maybe coating, ½ an inch or so of snow, especially to the northwest and to the north of Cincinnati. Some of that will be melting as it falls because the surface temperatures overnight should stay above freezing. We're calling for a low of 36. So 47 today. The rain that's around now, mixing with changing to snow after midnight. A little bit of that around early in the morning tomorrow. Few flurries Friday and Saturday, but overall it just becomes cold and dry. At least one day we don't even get out of the 20s round here. We're back with another update in just a few moments right here on Local 12. Stay with us.
Well, let the Squid Games begin. The winner of Squid Games Season 1 is returning to try and end the mysterious survival game. In the new trailer that dropped on Tuesday, player 456 is in the arena declaring he's trying to put an end to the game. The third and final season will premiere in 2025. Never seen that show.
Me neither. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe some holiday weekend viewing, possibly.
The only squid I know is Squidward on SpongeBob.
Squidward. I only sound like Squidward when I've been in the rain and I'm like walking through the newsroom.
Well, it looks like it's going to rain tomorrow, SpongeBob. It's already started. You can check your Local 12 weather app before you go over the river and through the woods, and I'll see you first at 4.